All right, peace. Um, I made a video the other day. I took it down because my thoughts wasn't really clear. It was like really jumbled. But the reason why I made that video is because I was in a space mentally where I needed to verbalize some things that was on my mind, and sometimes you don't know how to say it. Sometimes you do. Sometimes you just get in your bag and you just say what the fuck you fed. But I have a tendency to shut that down when it comes to my partner because of maybe I don't know the way the way I come across may be a little too aggressive, or my point might be skewed, or not even that we don't see eye to eye. Because there be times when she'll say something and I'll say the same exact thing, but it'll just be you know in a different word. Because I'm a very analogical type of person. I know that's not a word, but I like to use analogies. I like to use analogies. I like to use similar as things like that. That's just that's the way I grew up listening to music and stuff like that. So I kind of grew towards my speaking like that, which has kind of hindered me in my life too. Because unless you like really like know me, I can't have a conversation. I can have a conversation with anybody, but when I say can't have a conversation, um, bring it back to my partner. If we're having a conversation and you are extremely technical, I may I may somewhat confuse you because I understand what you're saying to a degree, but I'll try to put it in my words so that I can fully understand it. And it might be a misconception, I believe, not on my part, but on the other person's part sometimes. Because I'm like I said, I'm trying to intellectualize it to myself, and a lot of the times I've done that. Um, Actually, you know what? Not even a lot of the times. Sometimes when I've done that with people, you know what I mean. They might they might misunderstand me, or I might misunderstand them. So that is part of my crux with communication, and the fact that I am not able to just outright say certain things. I think that's for a fear of loss. Lost a lot of people in my life, lost a lot of things in my life, but that's life. Honestly, that's life. We go through that shit. You either handle it or it handles you. Drop the quote. Um, I am working on being more vocal about certain things to certain people because I not try to avoid people because I'm wrong or anything like that, but I don't want to hear I can't do something or no, especially if I know it can be done or if I know it needs to be done. And that's also a part of my survival tactic coming up because when I was little, I got told no a lot. Anybody did, you know what I'm saying? But when it's something that I wanted, I had to do what I had to do to get it. So when somebody tells me no, for lack of a better analogy, I turn into my old self and just start doing what I need to do to get what I need to get. And if I come to a person in my life and I tell them like, yo, listen, I'm about to go, not rob or nothing like that, but I'm about to go get this pack. You know what I mean? I'm about to get this pack and I need to do this, and the third. And if that person decides to tell me like, yo, you need to think about this, and this, sometimes I don't think about that because I understand the risk. So I'm not thinking about what other things can happen, which is very wrong. That's the blocker for most of us. We put on those blinders just like a horse, and we start running through that meadow to make sure that we can get to where we get to. You know what I mean? And sometimes you might look to the side, get derailed. Definitely happens. But using that as an I was about to say excuse. Using that as an example, um, I would get deterred. I would not say anything because I don't want to hear, you shouldn't be doing that, or, like I said, consequences, repercussions, and things of that nature. And that is that's terrible that I have that thought process. It's not because that means that I care a lot. At the same time, some people might take it as I don't care and I don't give a fuck, and I really do, and that's why I don't say shit. And it's funny that people say you don't care because you don't say nothing. I definitely care. The reason why I don't say nothing is because I fucking care, and I'm saying that again because there's plenty of things that people do that they know they're wrong for, and they may not bring it to light because you know what I mean they care about a person. They know it could hurt a person or whatever the fuck. It can make them look bad to the person. It can make them look weak to the person. It can make them look like they're not the person that they portray themselves to be. In a sense, I have been a victim of my shit putting me in those positions lately, and that comes from not talking, not being able to actually verbalize what I'm going to do to the person's people, person, people that matter to me the most. Um, I've done a lot for people, and I never throw shit in their face. If I do something for you, I do it out of love, respect, and I'm not gonna sit there and say, "Well, I did this for you. I did that for you," and that goes back to what I said in my previous video. Nobody's gonna pat you on the fucking back when you doing that. When you out there doing what the fuck you need to do, and you doing what you gotta do. Some people are gonna reap the benefits without even knowing they're reaping the benefits of your sweat, your tears, your agony, whatever the fuck it is you put in, whatever pain you put in. Some people will never know that because you don't verbalize it. And I guess it's the way you verbalize it and convey it that we should all work on. Because speaking for me, I know I have a tendency to be very aggressive or not aggressive. I say aggressive. Some people say no, you shouldn't say aggressive. But for lack of better words, I'll say aggressive because my tone gets a little. My tone doesn't sound like this if I'm trying to make a point about something, or if a person throws me off of my square. In essence, if I'm thrown off my square, I get in my feelings and I start trying to square up. And you shouldn't always have to be like that. If you're making a point, make your point and keep it pushing. Not everybody's gonna like your point. Not everybody's gonna like your views. And I've known that all my life, which is another reason why I stay quiet. Because so when I got into the Nation of Gods and Earth, right, I'm reading, literally reading every every book that is thrown at me. Yes, I was in prison when I became God body or whatever. And no, it's not because I was running from the Bloods and the Crips and all that other stupid shit. Because my nickname was Bloody God. I was the only God body, one of the only God body members that was chilling with all the Bloods. But once again, you know what I'm saying? Um, I gravitated towards it because I wanted to know stuff. I wanted to be more enlightened. I didn't want to sit around and do nothing. I didn't want to sit around and get sucked into the gang riff. I mean, I've been sucked into it, pause. But at the same time, it wasn't to the extreme as I've seen cats. I've seen young cats, literally these two young cats. Um, this old guy that was actually my neighbor. He was a cube over. I guess he stole one of the capos mail and was mailing his broad or whatever. So son sent the hit. You got these two young cats that want to be part of the gang. Bet they with it. They gonna hit him. You know what I'm saying they gonna shoot him whatever. So hold on a second. Pardon, I just got out of work, so wind it down. Um, so it was a late night. Late nights in prison. Fridays, Saturdays, you get movie night. So it's a movie night. Everybody geared up doing what they got to do. You know what I'm saying? Old man was sitting in his cube this whole time like he knew what was happening. Like for the last 2 days he was sitting in his cube, didn't come out of his cube for nothing. He didn't have to. He had his locker was full. He had all that. So fast forward back to the night. I'm in there, watching TV, whatever. Got my food, I'm eating. Then I go to the bathroom. Niggas are shooting dice, regular shit. Smoking bud in the bathroom, regular shit. So I come out the bathroom, go back into the TV room, and I beep the motion. So old dude walked to the bathroom like he was going to take a piss. Then I see the two young cats come right behind him. That old nigga whooped both of them little niggas' asses. Sent them niggas packing. Um, yeah. I'm never gonna be a doja. And that's why I could never be in a gang. Um, so back to the God body thing. Me me coming home with all of the stuff that I do, even when I was in there. Of course, in there you're gonna be more received because of the climate. The climate in there is either you're trying to elevate, or you're trying to do your time, or you just hungry and you gonna do whatever the fuck you gotta do to survive. And 9 times out of 10, it's always a common ground when it comes to knowledge. You can be sitting around having a conversation about the earth. You can have a conversation about a city, a state, or you can have a conversation about fucking nationalities. You know what I mean? And then once you start breaking that down, everything starts to get, people start coming around, people start talking about their nationality. So it kind of blends together. So I learned a lot. I learned a lot about history. I learned a lot about people. I learned a lot about people. When I mean people, I'm talking about black people, white people. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that I'm learning now that makes more sense. But I came home. Well, back up a little more. I'm on the phone with people at home, and I'm telling them what I know, and I get, oh, you getting brainwashed. All right, cool. Then I get home, and I'm trying to instill what I know around to the people that I know, and the people that I love, the people that are around me, my immediate cipher. I'm teaching them the alphabet. I'm teaching them. Well, I'm attempting to teach them the alphabet. I'm attempting to teach them the way that I talk, so that what I mean. If I say something like um, I'm gonna go to the border law rule or whatever. What I mean? It's a terrible, terrible way to fucking use that. You know what I'm saying? But just to be simple, that means the bar. You know what I'm saying? The only one that was receptive to it was my firstborn, and which is cool. You know what I mean? You're not gonna reach everybody, but the reason why I'm stating that is because as soon as I came home and I was literally on my shit. I got with my woman again, and I still had that. I still had that mentality, that bravado, and it helped me not only through the time, but it also helped me, you know, feel smart, which I was. I was a whole lot smarter than when I went in. But the people that were around me were not receptive to the knowledge that I'm giving them. Don't nobody give a fuck if the Earth is it's a 19 million, 196 million, 940,000 square miles. Don't nobody care about that shit. One, because you can't prove it. You can, but you can't prove it. And the only way you can prove it is through mathematics and the books that we have that were given to us from people from a long time ago. Uh, Religion, people are deeply rooted in their religion. So, I am not a Christian anymore, and everybody around me, 95, 96% of people are Christian. So when I get to having my little conversations, or they get to having their little conversations, and, I'm stonewalled on that, like, nah, I'm not hearing that. And this is what it is, and, it causes a rift. So me being me, I took the back seat. And this is what I've been doing a lot in my life to make everybody else around me comfortable. Because, like I said, I want to make sure that the people that I love and the people that are close to me are taken care of, loved, and know that they're loved, and vice versa. And fucking dog, drop my ashtray. Um, yeah, that's a bad trait to have because when you start putting yourself on the back burner, you keep putting yourself on the back burner, and then you start to lose your morals, your scruples, and your boundaries. And I lost a lot of that. And I wasn't thinking about that as far as I'm speaking about it now. I wasn't thinking about all of that in the past few 5 6 years. No, not six. About 4 or 5 years, because I was so fixated on feeling good about myself, I guess. So like I said, alcohol, people talking to me about what I'm doing because they see what I'm doing, and not being able to give the love to the person that I want to give it to the most, and still not being seen by that person as not worthy, but um, doing what needs to get done, having faith in that person that's doing what they need to get done, I should say. Not having that faith and it's instilled back into me, I guess that kind of fucked my head up. And they're probably gonna say it's an excuse. You're gonna say I'm rambling, whatever. But honestly, I'm trying to make sense of my thoughts then and now. I'm not stuck in the past. I just don't want to keep making the same mistakes. And the only way you can really do that is by going over what the fuck you did. Why did you fuck with that person? That person made you feel good. That person made you feel better in the moment. Was it more than once? Of course it was more than once. Are you happy about it? No. But you needed to feel good, right? You put so much emphasis on feeling good because the way the world is geared to making you feel like a shitty person, like an underdeveloped person, like you're just no good. And I started to see the good in the world probably about, aside from my kids. My kids are always, all three of them, when they're all together in the house and it's just me and them, or family and them, I feel so much at peace. And I never thought that would be like, that's like top tier moment of peace is when you have all of your kids under one roof. And I never forget when my grandmother used to say that, you know what I mean? All her kids under one roof, she's at peace. Why? Because everybody's accounted for, everybody's good, kids is running around happy. You see everybody smile. But to my three, you know what I mean? It just made me feel complete. You know what I mean? It made me feel like a father. It made me think a lot, and that's probably where my depression started coming in once I started seeing them all together. Because got two older ones and I got a younger one. The younger one was on my hip, so I don't really see the older ones that much because life is life, you know. But when they come over to the crib and I make dinner or whatever, and everybody sits there and eats, we watch a movie, whatever, that shit feels great. Um, yeah, I'm gonna end this because I'm just rambling right now. But what I think you should do, if you're watching this, is take inventory of what means the most to you before you get into your feelings about things, and change your perception of yourself. And I'm saying this to myself as I'm saying it to this video to whoever's listening. Change your perception of yourself because a lot of people don't see you the same way you see yourself. Do you have tendencies? Everybody's got tendencies. I said it before. When you feel slighted, you want your get back. But if you really do want a better life, you have to do, you literally have to do better. And that means love yourself more. Because if you love yourself more than anybody else, you won't feel like You won't feel like you need that person. You won't feel like you need anybody except for you. And that will help you flourish a lot more than you think. Now that I understand that. I poured a lot of love into people around me, and I fucked up a lot of relationships because I felt like I wasn't getting my cup back. And I apologize to everyone in my life that I've pushed away or made made them feel like they were less than. I'm talking about people I love. I apologize to everybody that I love. I am realizing a lot of bullshit that I have in my life, and a lot of my ways. I'm not gonna say, oh, it's because of drinking. No, it's because of my thought, the way I was thinking, the way I was thinking about myself. Actually, I felt like I couldn't get past a plateau because I didn't have enough money. I didn't know the right people, but I had all those opportunities and I squandered them. So once again, pay attention to yourself. I understand you want to feel good. You know you want to be good. So concentrate on being good and you'll feel good.